out the old Southern Pacific Depot, which has now been rebuilt by the city and converted to a railroad museum. The station was built in 1904 by the Southern Pacific Railroad after the original depot was destroyed by a fire in that same year. It once served such famous named trains such as Southern Pacific's Owl Limited, the San Francisco Chief, the Lark, and Southern Pacific's San Joaquin Daylight. Aside from the depot, there is also a collection of old railroad signals, including 3 semaphores, and a Southern Pacific caboose as the only piece of rolling stock on display at the museum. The museum was officially opened by the city of Tehachapi in a ribbon-cutting ceremony on June 5, 2010, after 5 years of renovation. The museum would have been opened a year earlier. However, in June 2008, as the renovation was nearing completion, the station was badly damaged in a fire that nearly completely destroyed the whole building. Shortly afterwards, the city began plans to rebuild the station, with a groundbreaking ceremony being held exactly 1 year after the fire on the 13th of June 2009. Half an hour later, I'm finally at the loop itself. This location is known as one of the 7 wonders of the railroad world, and in 1998 was declared a National Historic Civil Engineering Landmark by the American Society of Civil Engineers. 45 minutes after arriving at the loop, I finally caught my first train.
No, but I'm recording just so you know.
At 7 a.m. the next morning, on the 17th, I catch my first train of the day, a westbound BNSF grain train coming out of Tunnel 10. This train is known to rail fans as the Worm. This really is an interesting train. By far, it is the only train to run across the Tehachapi Mountains with no less than 10 locomotives. It always runs with the usual combination of 4 engines on the head end, 3 in the middle, and 3 pushers on the rear of the train. This train, once it gets back down the mountains and into the San Joaquin Valley, will rejoin BNSF rails in Bakersfield and then cut across the San Joaquin Valley to the city of Stockton, where it will terminate its run. The grain will then be unloaded from the cars into a ship for export overseas. The rear-end helper set consists of an ES-44DC and 2 -944 CWs. The mid-train helper set is 2 -9s and a KCS Southern Bell SD-70As. I didn't catch the mid-train helpers on film because the batteries in my camera died right before they passed me, and they went by my location while I was putting new batteries in the camera. Shortly afterwards, the eastbound BNSF mixed freight from Pittsburgh to Fontana, also known as the Kaiser Hauer, comes through the loop. This is a high-priority mixed freight train from Pittsburgh, California. It will terminate its run at the BNSF yard in Fontana.